Hi everyone, I am Kevin. I specialize in Gen AI RAG architectures, so I love snatching up databases with LLMs and seeing what we can query out of it. But I want to ask first, how many Pokemon fans do I have in the Quite a bit. So if you know, you're always trying to get an app to track your collection, and it's always cool to see that. But a lot of apps do not tell you what to buy if you want to invest in Pokemon cards, and that's where my Vault Predictor comes in. So Vault Predictor is a app that works off of a very large database. It has machine learning layers to it. The hot layer for static information to get trends and movements in a short term as well as the long term, and an extremely large catalog that you'll see as we progress throughout the demo. It has every single Pokemon card from 1996 Japan and English in a single card format, as well as all of the American sealed products and some Japanese products as well from 1996 till 2026. So getting into it, we have a market summary page where I have a lot of daily mass market movement. And instead of running through spreadsheets just at a glance, I can actually query the Omni inside of Airtable to scrape the data off of it. And it's contained in just this database. So it doesn't need any internet searches. It's all off of this database here. So the first query is just going to be to see the market summary at a glance. And you'll see me query Omni right here on the left side. Omni is rather quick, even in a very large database. Very satisfied with that. So you can see a general query there, just on the mass market that we pulled off the latest date, which is July 13th today. The next tab is a buy signal. So this is where you can actually get insight on strong buys, some weaker buys. You can get trends of their current price, what is predicted out at a 30-day, and I can see anomaly scores as well between the database entries. And all of this is updated every night on a nightly sync that actually updates the hot layer on a Cosmos DB that spits it out right over here to Airtable of search it. So you see all these different buy signals on sealed product here. For instance, this is a Elite Trainer box from a Pokemon Center with the Silver Tempest era. So I'm going to query it here. And I'm asking it for some investment ideas. Just going to query this table and look across other tables as well, and it'll give you a forecast signal for it. The next one you'll see is top movers. So aside from being able to see the strong buyers, you can actually see moving products. And this is going to tell me what's actually rising, and it gives me the latest price, of course, and I can see percentages of the change that it's made. I'm also going to query that as well in the top movers and ask it to give me a summary of it.
Since I was a baseball card collector, how fast can you just update this to be a baseball card since then?
Yeah, this is 44,000. Baseballs live a lot longer, so you'd have to break that down quite a bit. As you can see, it's giving me a summary across the risers and some sets to look at, as well as some products individually. My favorite, coming up next, is actually the signals. So if you've ever gone to a card show and you're like, hey, should I buy that and invest into that card? What's the upside going to be? I can see that from here. This is a Vault Singles. It's primarily to track the card's day-to-day price changes, and this is also updated every single night. I can also see the graded prices from PSA, Beckett Collectibles, and CGC as well. So the top card graders, I can see their prices and also look at the upside from investing in a graded card, not only just the single raw card.
What's the most expensive card?
The most expensive card is a Charizard first edition from base set. 1999.
How much is that going for?
I believe that one's around 340,000.
Oh, yeah, that is substantially more expensive than my Jose Canseco he did drugs.
So this is going to give us some upsides on some Charizard cards, and I believe it's going to pull out some graded Charizard cards. I'm also going to filter it out so you can see the prices of these Charizard cards in their graded and their raw format. So here's some strong buy signals here. So you can sneak up and get a nab on a cheaper price as it's maybe falling in the marketplace. While no one else is paying attention, you'll have the upside from that. And then there's also some vault predictions. So these are more on the sealed side of predictions. And I can predict out 7, 14, 30 day. As the machine learning database learns more and it tracks longer, this database just gets more and more deeper and it can track longer. So right now I'm at 30 days. I aim to get 90, 120 and further. We're gonna have another query here. Going to give it a query to give me some good buys in this list here. Anything to sell?
Yeah.
Well, you have to look at the trends with Pokemon. Sometimes things get popular out of nowhere. So those are things that you can't predict, but you can predict the sales. So I can see what's been selling. I can see a history of that. The channels it's been sold on, I can also see that. And then I have confidence scores as well.
Where is it pulling from?
It is pulling from a very large API database that's rolled up into a CSV and then upserted.
Also, did you say it's a fixed universe? Like there's a finite universe of cards? Is that it?
Yes, yeah.
So
I'm hitting this database from Omni, but not outside, no internet searches. All of this is all of this machine learning.
So you're doing upsearch to your database based on what daily or
It's a daily match. So it'll run the query against all the single tables first. It's the biggest database that it takes the longest to upsert. But in Airtable, once you upsert the base CSV, it's just the anomaly changes and percentage changes and tracking. And this is also queried outside. I'll show you at the end. This is a cool way for you all to be able to use this as well. But there's a hot layer that allows you to do that as well. So I'm asking it some advice on the sealed product, and I want to get some good buy signals on that. And I want to do it based on my budget. So now I'm going to give it a budget of $550, and it'll go looking for some good investments for me. This one's going to take a little bit of thinking because it's going to give me the cross-reference of products here. And then it has to basically get under my budget there. So here's some good investments. You'll see some cheaper ones than others and then some more expensive ones there. And then the price changes that it's been going from. So I want to show you how this all works. I'm going to pause this really quick and show you how the ingestion pipeline happens. So every night I have a ingestion pipeline come in from API, rolls up database inputs into a Cosmo DB, and also has a data lake as well as a hot layer hosted by Redis. That hot layer serves as a layer for me to be able to query it on Discord. So that's the Discord community I run called Stansberry Collectibles. And when you're querying that, it's actually querying through Gemini. And it's going through the console using Vertex AI. On the Airtable side, it's obviously hosted inside of the Airtable and it's using Omni, and that's how that's working. And then you can also have a correct dashboard that I also have as an extension in Airtable, and that's hosted by Gemini Pro. And to be exact, I'm using 2.5 Pro. I want to open up some time to ask any questions. You have a question? Yes.
So, for instance, with your dashboard and with the way that you're querying it, you could potentially also add a different layer to also search like if you have an opportunity to also search where to buy that or compare.
I don't have sources on the buying sources, but typically with Pokemon right now, everyone is selling at their market price. If you go to tcgplayer.com, you'll see the prices are pretty much the same there. So that's kind of where people are like looking to buy regardless of where they go. So if you're in a card show, the expectation is that we're following market price. Typically, you'll see an 80 to 90% trade rate, things like that.
But wouldn't you be able to add like for instance, say that there's a rare card that for some reason it pops up on eBay or something to have that like extra layer? Could that be something?
Yes. So if there's two things about that. There's a hot card, it'll catch it at 2 a.m. when the automation runs because the API grabs it as soon as the card gets into the database. And then as it progresses, the card's history is going to get graded. Things will pop up on eBay, those type of things. I'll be able to pull that. And then the other side of that is that the anomaly of just having a spike, it will catch it before most people catch it in the marketplace because you'll have to get the card, scan it into your trading card app, and then check just the live price, but you'll never know what's going to happen in the future. And that's the gap.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking a little bit about like the Gengar controversy that happened a couple of
Where it
weeks
just
ago.
started spiking.
Yes.
And most of Gengar's cards have spiked over 30%. Any other questions?
Question. So
Yes.
in that Discord chat, so I go on Discord, I put in something in there. Is that using some sort of like a LLM API?
Yes, that's actually coming off of the Gemini. So right in that layer, the Discord bot is being where you're querying a Gemini, but through the Discord bot.
Mhm.
And the Discord bot is conversational. So you can actually talk to it, reply back to its last chat, and it can stack on the conversation.
Oh, okay. So you are not necessarily managing how the conversation's quality or flow is.
That goes through the console and then actually have the container in Azure that controls the
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So prompt injection layers, all that stuff is in Azure. All of the actual like the API calls, things like that are going to Gemini.
And then what about the re-rankers to figure out if the answer is
So the cache, there's a cache for that.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you ask the same question within 5 minutes, it's going to give you the same answer back.
Oh.
You can switch up the question, and that's the only time you'll get another query back.
I have a question on the forecasting model.
Yeah.
Because you said forecasting is an ML.
Mhm.
Like, what kind of data are going to during the training time, and like how did you benchmark like the performance of the forecasting model?
Yeah, so that's using Facebook Profit for the machine learning model. And it's actually using the static data that it gets like from the singles and from the sealed products for day-to-day change. So that actually goes into a blob storage so that I can see the difference, and then it gets put into the machine learning database so that I can actually scrub and pull from it on the query. That was hard to get that to the hot layer. Yeah. Any other questions?
I have one. Have you noticed any differences on what kind of LLM you're using?
Yes. So anything above like if you go 3.1 Pro with like Gemini, the reasoning is very long, very calculated. So it's great for investment advice, but the query is so slow that it'll actually get dropped. And so I went to the Flash model at first, but then the reasoning is not as deep. 2.5 was a good medium in between that. Prior to this, I was using Sonnet 4.6, which is also the same problem with the long queries because it's long query with the calculations. So to get the speed back, I had to drop the model and actually switch and go that route. Yeah. Plus on Vertex, you get a lot more, the calls are way wider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You don't get cut off with rate limiting.
And in terms of models, did you try any other outside Gemini, or different models?
Yeah, the first AI model that I tried was OpenAI through Azure Foundry because I wanted to house all of the chat there, all the security there, and do it. It was just the easiest way to go if my databases were there. But the calculations were not as good in the GPT models. GPT-4 to be exact.
What did it take you to build?
This one actually, I built it in like a month, and then I added the machine layer over about 2 months, and then the hot layer another month and a half. And I just fixed the hot layer this morning, so.
Presentation is the necessity. What? Necessity, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Stuff.
Makes sense.